I'm still trying to link Curtis into the conversation right now, so. Work on. Yeah. To the folks online, apologize, technical difficulties. Getting things going here, so.
I thought we were gonna get used to storm shelter bathroom.
National weather, there was a warning, severe thunderstorm spotting or whatever, it's, I guess, 6 o'clock from, some come from Winslow. 60-mile-an-hour winds, 6 o'clock.
This building's strong enough, right?
Find out.
It's aeronautical design, so it should be all right.
Yeah.
You can tell me when you're ready, I'll get started.
All right. Classic Teams is no longer available. Teams Air. All right then.
Is Nick also gonna call in?
No, just Curtis.
Okay.
Nick is on call.
Yeah.
Delivery calls.
I seen the text and I thought he was gonna try to call him, but maybe the other call came in. Okay.
Hesitate giving it to Travis.
Hey Curtis, can you hear us?
Yes, Travis, I can. Good evening.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you, sir.
I'm well. Great to be seen.
I got you on the big display. If you wanted to,
Oh, right.
yeah, if you wanted to pull up YouTube and go to our Dubois County Airport Authority channel, it might create a feedback loop, but you can at least see what we're broadcasting live simultaneously. And then you can see yourself on the screen potentially.
Okay, let me do that right now.
You don't have to, but it's just an option for you.
While you're doing that, why don't we go
Yeah.
ahead and officially get the meeting started? Call the meeting to order. I'll do a roll call first. Beckman?
Here.
Blessinger?
Here.
Cummings?
Here.
Mann is not here. Maxey?
Here.
And Schnauz is here. You all received the minutes electronically. Have you had a chance to review them? And if you have, is anyone willing to make a motion to approve?
I make that motion.
I'll second.
Before we get started, I want to make just a couple of comments about some of the stuff that's been going on lately that's not on the agenda. It's just kind of an overview of giving the board updates. Travis and I have been looking into security for this building. We got a really nice building here, and if somebody decides to damage it, we want to know who it was. We got two quotes. One was for in the range of 12,000. The other one was just shy of 5,000. It's a huge number difference. So we've asked Wolford to look into see if somebody in their group can read tell us the difference, and then we're kind of waiting on them to get back to us before we decide. Obviously, if we can get it for 5,000, that's better than 12. We want to make sure we're getting the same product, the same quality. So that's being worked on. The State Board of Accounts has been here. We've met with them back on the 4th, for the initial interview. Steve, Travis, and I. As it turned out, I happen to personally know the one auditor from my previous life on the school board. She used to do school audits. And, when I looked at her, I said, "You look familiar." And we found out we had been through several interviews previously through the school corporation. So I understand that's going very well. I met with them again a week later, and they were very happy with the way things are going. The best chair thing, I think you all got emails and we'll discuss that tonight, but I think we've got a deal that we can, everybody agree on tonight. And then Steve's replacement, we actually have a gal not ready to release her name publicly because she hasn't formally accepted it, but we've been talking to someone that's had considerable years' experience working with government entities in the past, and she'll be able to walk right into this position. So we're pretty excited about having that opportunity to bring her on board.
I have one question there. Do we have any obligation to advertise the?
We don't have a policy that requires that.
And we had asked that question too. That was a concern. We want to make sure that we didn't have that because, yeah, we would have done that otherwise. Yeah, Travis, airport, and your report.
First thing on my agenda tonight, as you guys see in front of you, is the aviation students have closed out their semester here at the airport for the year. I think the last day was like the strikes out there. Last day was last Thursday. Dustin, fabulous job. Did a breakfast for the morning class, did a lunch for the afternoon class. I just can't speak enough higher than about Dustin and what he does for us in terms of being here and being a leader for the aviation class program. We did bring back Aiden Summers. This will be his third summer helping us around the airport, and he's a sophomore at Indiana State University studying the pro pilot major. On the 23rd, Dustin and I took the aviation class down to Evansville Airport. There was a nice press coverage from the Free Press. If you haven't had a chance to check that out, please do. And today I got a phone call from the Evansville FBO down there, United Companies, or formerly known as Tri-State Aero, and they were asking for pictures and things that was going to include in their corporate newsletter and send out. So the next thing I have is a permanent part-time position. As Ken already mentioned, backfilling Steve's position, but also thinking about a cleaner. This facility does take a lot more work. I prepped last week for the LEPC meeting that we hosted here, and it definitely takes a lot of time to get things covered and cleaned. And as we're sitting here discussing, I'm seeing stuff that I probably dropped off my plate as I walked in here that things that need to be resolved.
That was the lettuce, I'm sure.
I'm sure. So we'll be looking here in the very near future to find somebody for that role. It's part-time position. I'd like to find the ideal candidate that we can. I think somebody's hitting the door. If anybody wants to grab that. I apologize for everybody online. We're in our new facilities here, but the access system locks the building down at 5 o'clock, and I got to figure out a way to bypass that for our board meetings, obviously. There's somebody's coming in. We'll wait a second here.
We just about kept some of the board members out.
And legal counsel.
It's not a good night to be stuck outside.
No, it's not. It's not.
Hey, I'm the only guy.
You're it, Ken.
You're it.
I'll sit back here in the corner.
So, at any rate, I'm going to be moving forward with finding the right fit to be, somewhat of a cleaner for us here at the new facilities and so for whatever it's worth, just want you guys know that. Thanks to Rick for securing the signage out front. You'll see all the signs posted on both the gate. You can read that from the taxiway. There's signage right here that says, hey, here's how you get inside for the pilots, Unicom code for the keypad. And then there's also signage out at the fuel system. As was brought to our attention last month. Rick jumped on it real quick and had it all ordered. We were putting it up before I knew what happened, which is great. I was going to say
It's great.
I would say thanks to Rick for helping us with that. Also, we got hats, t-shirts, and polo shirts. So as we kind of subside this meeting tonight, we'll make sure we all go pick up our nice polo shirts and hats. The meeting, if you're inclined to wear them for the meeting on Thursday, that's great. If not, that's fine too. But we definitely want to get those distributed to you guys. And they're really nice, look really well done. Price Jones Terminal Building, I spoke with, as you saw in my email, I spoke with a contractor that's doing the work gratis for the dry hydrant. he's doing a partnership with the fire department of Huntingburg, spoke with the fire chief, spoke with the company rep, and he advised he definitely is on their short list, but they just wanted the water to warm up because he says you gotta get into the water. He said, "I'll do it sooner, Travis, if you want to get into the water." I said, "Chad, I think Chad Trent, right?" I said, "Chad, I think I'll, we'll wait." We'll wait. Somebody else coming, Ken?
Yeah, Brandon.
So anyway, that's kind of that's the contract going, so they're looking to do that work here in the near month or so of June. OFS is scheduled to bring their delivery of, which computer did that, the next week. They're scheduled to bring the office furniture in. They'll be bringing a semi-trailer in and parking it out here as they come in and do the installation of the office furniture. Very appreciative of them doing that. Reached out to Crystal Waters Designs, and I found out today, I got a correct email that I sent out, that it is on the contractor's list to put up the restroom sign here for the restrooms. So I think you and I chatted about that a little bit for the board meeting. So the contractor is going to take care of that, according to Todd. Todd and I chatted about that earlier today, so we don't have to worry about that for Crystal Waters. But I thought, Becky, you and I can talk with them about that donation wall and a local company, and I think they got it, the capacity to provide a nice professional product. Thanks, Becky, for volunteering to help with that. Across the Jones Terminal Building, we did, let's see, where am I at? We did have the LABC meeting on the 13th, so last Wednesday. Probably 30 people was in here last week, and very complimentary of the facility. We did a whole tour, and both mayors were here. Mike Kleesner, Dubois County Council President, was here. All the fire chiefs, all the chiefs of police, and the like. So they were very impressed, as well as the comments I'm hearing from the transient folks flying through the airport facility. They're, boy, Travis, your terminal building is the nicest in the state that we've seen so far. So I appreciate the compliments, and I'm very proud of this facility. Let's see where else. Okay, yeah, I already covered that. Okay, so State Board of Accounts. They're completing their audit. I didn't, in my email to the board, I did not communicate that the minimum cost for the audit is going to be $61,000. So for whatever it's worth, it's quite crazy. And that was the low end. They said between 61 and 70 something thousand. There's $200+ per day for the federal stuff, $100 some per day for the state and local stuff. So just wanted to prepare you for sticker shock. And they extract the funds straight out of our property tax payment to the airport authority. So it's like we don't even have a say in the matter. It goes straight to State Board of Accounts for the audit. So wanted to let you guys know that. Again, we're hosting the Aviation Indiana quarterly meeting this Thursday, May 21st. 10:30 is when we're starting the meeting. We got a nice full agenda. I appreciate John Lowry is going to be here. He's going to give a brief. We've got a variety of subject matters, and we'll go through, including kind of a tour of the facilities and everything. So if you want to plan to be here, say 10 o'clock, 9:45, kind of get registered. Everybody here at this table has been registered, so just show up. And appreciate you being able to attend if you can make it. Northeast Dubois Schools bringing 60 kindergartners tomorrow morning, kind of tour the facilities and put their hands on our airplane. I don't want to scare Ken or Brandon back there in the back, but they'll be getting inside our airplane, and kind of kids get excited for that kind of thing. Great way to encourage kids to think about becoming a professional pilot. With that, any questions?
I might make a comment. I happened to be over here last week one day, and Aiden was helping us set up the computer over there. So we had somebody that actually knows something about technology.
That's right. Yeah.
So that was it's a big plus. He's got the radar set up to where you can see all the planes in the area right on the screen there.
So with 34 people in here, did things move smoothly, or you get bottlenecked, or?
Yeah, we didn't have a U configuration. We were just one table down the center, sort of like, I can't remember if you attended old LEPC meetings or not, but we typically have just like a table in the middle, and then we just put tables all around. And so, once we fill up the table, people kind of backfill all around. And that's kind of what we do over, when we meet at Tammy's office. It worked, yeah. It
Is
wasn't,
Tammy here?
Tammy was here, yeah, Tammy Comfort, yeah, she was here, yeah. Yep, Tammy and,
Larissa?
Darcy, yeah, from the EMA office.
All right, thank you, Travis. Curtis, you're next, and there's a whole bunch of stuff you want us to approve tonight.
Yes, yeah, Dick has given me a long laundry list. And he regrets that he's not able to be here this evening. His wife is not in labor, but not feeling very well with all the weather coming in. So I imagine he'll have a wake-up call in the middle of the night, so we'll excuse him. But running through the engineer's report, my pleasure to present it. First item is the terminal building, just the update. And just really working with Weddle in the past week or two. I've been having meetings with Nick Weddle. Understand that all the ADA corrections in the pilot's lounge are now complete, and the sidewalk corrections are nearing completion as well. We are still working with Weddle on correcting the column delamination, or not delam, but the checking and the water issue. Weddle is currently coordinating with the subcontractor for the clear coat solution and doing a test application on one of those beams. Right now, we anticipate that occurring 2, maybe 3 weeks from now, as they're currently in the contract negotiations. When we have a better schedule for that, we will let you all know. Based upon the results of this test application, if it is successful, we'll then proceed with treating the rest of the site. If not, we'll go back to the drawing board and pursue a couple of the other options we have. We do have actually about 3 or 4 alternates or options to address this issue, and we're trying to address them in a very systematic manner, and one that is most cost-effective and expedient. Going to a little bit more intrusive. So that's the clear coat samples, the first round of this. From talking with like Woodworks, APWA, and some structural organizations, we believe this has a fairly high probability of working and solving the issue, but the proof will be in the pudding. Any questions? I may not be able to answer in great detail, but I can, if I need to clarify more on either of those 2 items, please ask now.
Curtis, I don't see anyone ready to ask.
I don't either. Okay, moving forward, appreciate it. We have 2 grant applications that we're requesting approval and authorization for Wolford to submit to the FAA. The first is for AIG, AIP 31, which is phase 2 of the Wolford Construction Services. This is the IIJA or Bill grant application. The total application for $283,530. And again, that is for the payment reimbursement of the Wolford services. And then the second one is in partner with that, and that's AIP 32, which is requesting reimbursement with your 2025 and 2026 non-primary entitlement funds. And that application is for $244,058. And so we're asking approval to submit those 2 applications on your behalf.
Curtis, can you give me the first number again on the AIP 31? I didn't catch that one.
Yes, AIP 31, total application is for $283,530. And that will be 95% federal, 2.5% state, 2.5% local. The local share is going to be just over $7,000.
All right, thank you. I assume we need to do those separately, Phil, or?
I think you could do both AIP 31 and AIP 32 together.
Okay, and then I'll ask for motion for approval of both AIP 31 in the amount of $283,530 and AIP 32 in the amount of $244,058. Will you make that motion?
I'll make the motion to propose those as stated.
Is there a second? Okay. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Looks like we're willing to have you go get that money.
All right. I figured that one would be a hard one. All right, now we'll get to some meat and potatoes here. The next item is authorization request for the change orders number 38 through 49 to the construction contract. There's quite a number of them there. It's a monument sign lighting, stop sign, countersinking of some fasteners, some framing of the stair landing, joint sealants, bulkhead painting, trench grate painting, sanitary sewer casting adjustments, some pull boxes, electric strike plates, expansion joints in the floor, some door frame, resetting of the door frame 117, and then some landscape stone. With all of those change order authorizations, it would bring the balance of the allowance for the owner, for you all, to $31,744.24. And the construction allowance would be $59,517.58. It is our recommendation to approve these change order items. From what we can tell and from discussions, we're not part of the original GMP bid price and necessary for site conditions and good operation of the building. We do have 2 authorization requests that Wolford is not recommending approval for at this time, and that is for some placement of some stone and actually for some the architectural upgrade finish of the glulam beams. And we're holding both of those in reserve as we continue to deal with discussions on the addressing of the water and the checking issue. So those were removed from what Weddle has submitted. So we are asking for authorization approval of those change order requests. Open for any questions or discussion.
These were all part of Nick's email. If you had a chance to review that, you had to open each document. And, so I don't know if everybody's had a chance to do that. And if so, is there any questions concerning any of them? There's no big items in any of the items. There's just a whole bunch of little stuff, the way I read it.
Yes.
It looks like the total contingency still remaining is about $104,000 when you add the owners, the contractors, and geothermal and the erosion control contingencies.
Yeah,
It's about $104,000 that we're under budget, essentially.
Right. Yeah, I didn't write it up, Phil, but that sounds about right. All right, is there anyone willing to make any motion one way or the other, approve or not?
Yeah, I'll move to approve and authorize, I guess it's change orders 38 through 49.
A second.
All right, hearing the motion to approve, take a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The documents I've got here to sign, Curtis, I got hard copies. I told Nick I'll bring hard copies immediately. I don't know how you want me to get them to you.
I will be down there Thursday, here just in a couple of days. If you leave them with Travis, when I can pick them up when I come down Thursday morning.
Will do. Okay, is there a couple more documents?
Okay. Yeah. And then, The other items on the engineer's report are AMP 21, 23, 17, and those are just still open grants. There's no activity or no discussion. Not on the engineer's report, but I do want to just advise the board on an item previously mentioned about us holding back the authorization request, change orders for stone, upgrade of the glulam beams. Those two items together are totaling around $40,000, just shy of $40,000. And we are not in agreement that those are additional services or should be requested. And we're going through negotiations with Weddle on those right now and trying to get that resolved. Kind of mixed in with that is also a little bit of discussion of penalties, because we're roughly 5 months past the substantial completion project acceptance date, and there's been some 5 months worth of continued meetings and inspections and more field trips down, and all of that is together. When I come down Thursday, I can meet with Travis and give you a more thorough update of just the discussions and where we're going. There's no action items at this time. We have no recommendations for the board. I just wanted the board and all to be aware that that is happening here in the background, and we're trying to reach a fair solution for you all and protecting you all, but also holding a good, pretty tough line for our expectations of completion with Weddle as well. So any discussions for the public meeting on that item? If not, I can give them a more project-based report in person.
I think the only comment I got is thank you for looking out for our interests. Anyone else?
I appreciate that. That is the end of the engineer's report, as I have, and so I'll mute myself and turn over to the next items of business. Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is the field year report.
Yeah, the only thing I have to report on is our discussions with Best Air and their hangar lease renewal. Last Friday, Travis, Ken, Jay, and I met informally with representatives of Best Air. Went over the ABS appraisal that we commissioned, and also compared the AMCG appraisal that Dubois County Flight Service had commissioned. And we extrapolated values from the AMGC appraisal that would apply to Best Air's facility. And we compared that with our appraisal. We weren't too far apart, and in averaging the two, we came up with a proposed annual rental, which I believe the team is recommending to the board of $37,550. And that represents approximately an 87% increase over what they had been paying. And it comes out to about $4.42 per square foot of their building footprint. And that's compares fairly favorably with the Dubois County Flight Services footprint rental, which is $4.46. Theirs is a little bit higher because, of course, they have self-fueling opportunities, self-fueling rights. Best Air's does not. They've also agreed to use the FAA lease template that we did with Dubois County Flight Services. They're requesting, of course, they have the right to a 10-year extension. They're requesting through August 2 of 2036, together with 2 5-year renewal options after that. By the way, the lease rentals would increase by 2.5% per year for each anniversary, just like we did for Dubois County Flight Services. And also it's again a triple net lease, just like Flight Services. They pay insurance, utilities, and maintenance, and all repairs. I think it's the recommendation of the team that met with Best Air to approve that lease proposal and go forward with a formal lease. I defer to Jim and Ken though.
Phil, very eloquently summarized that in an email today. It's, we had a nice lengthy meeting on Friday. I think at the end of the day, we came up with the best terms that everyone was agreeable to, and I highly recommend that the full board approve the recommendation.
I would agree with that. In fact, like, I'll make a motion. I would make a motion to adopt that, at least the terms of that lease with Best Air.
I second.
Okay, we have a motion second to approve the, move forward with the lease to the Best Chairs and their company name. I think it's a different.
Best Air Inc.
Okay, now,
Incorporated.
so I'll have a vote. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? Good, we got them, leases all signed for a couple of years, so.
We'll have to get it signed, but yeah, we've got to agree to.
Well, they're agreed to, yeah, they're not signed yet, but they're agreed to, so. Yeah, thank you, Jay and Phil and Travis. It was a good meeting, it was very,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.
and as I mentioned several times, mentioned in email today, I've gotten a PhD in education on how to lease airport property on this whole process. So it's, I don't know if we'll ever use that, but,
Yeah, you'll use it again.
Anyway,
hang on. All
There's
right,
that new board
anything
member
else?
training right there.
I have nothing else.
All right.
Thanks, Bob.
Any other business to come before the board? Board members, guests? Hearing none, we'll move on. You all had a chance to review the claims register this evening. Anyone prepared to move to approve those? I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, all right, basically open the floor to visitors. Didn't hear anything, is there? This is going pretty quick. I'm down to adjournment unless someone else has something to discuss. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
When's that current storm coming through?
6 o'clock.
That's right.
Yeah, I'll move to adjourn.
Yeah.
Oh, second.
Don't get
Say, is there a
fast.
second? I didn't hear one.
As we get out of
Okay, all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you all. Quick meeting, good meeting. Thank you, Curtis.
Thanks, Kenny.
No problem. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you all Thursday. Have a great evening.
So did you say 437 square foot for the best?
Actually, I have